I do hope that it gave my family some comfort after I died. So this is sympathy. There should be no despair for you while night and stars are burning, while evening pours its silent dew and sunshine gilds the morning. There should be no despair though tears may flow down like a river. Are not the best beloved years around your heart forever? They weep, you weep, it must be so. Wind sigh as you are sighing, and winter sheds his grief in snow where autumn's leaves are lying. Yet these revive, and from their fate your fate cannot be parted. Then journey on, if not elate, still never broken hearted. I am now going to share with you a poem called Stars. Ah, why, because the dazzling sun restored our earth to joy, have you departed every one and left a desert sky? All through the night your glorious eyes were gazing down in mine, and with a full heart's thankful sighs I blessed that watch divine. I was at peace and drank your beams as they were life to me, and revelled in my changeful dreams like petrel on the sea. Thought followed thought, star followed star, through boundless regions on, while one sweet influence, near and far, thrilled through and proved as one. Why did the morning dawn to break so great, so pure a spell, and scorch with fire the tranquil cheek where your cool radiance fell? Blood red he rose, an arrow straight, his fierce beam struck my brow. The soul of nature sprang elate, but mine sank sad and low. My lids closed down, yet through his veil I saw him blazing still, and steep in gold the misty dale, and flash upon the hill. I turned me to the pillow then, to call back night and see your worlds of solemn light again throb with my heart and me. It would not do. The pillow glowed, and glowed both roof and floor, and birds sung loudly in the woods, and fresh wind shook the door. The curtain waves, the wakened flies were murmuring round my room, imprisoned there till I should rise and give them leave to roam. O stars and dreams and gentle night, O night and stars return, and hide me from this hostile light that does not warm but burn, that drains the blood of suffering men, drinks tears instead of dew. Let me sleep through his blinding rain and wake only with you. My next poem is called The Philosopher. I see visions sometimes, and I hope in this poem my words will help you see a vision that I saw. The Philosopher. Enough of thought, philosopher, too long hast thou been dreaming, unenlightened in this chamber drear, while summer's sun is beaming. Space sweeping soul, what sad refrain concludes thy musings once again? Oh, for the time when I shall sleep without identity, and never care how rain may steep or snow may cover me. No promised heaven these wild desires could all or half fulfill. No threatened hell with quenchless fires subdue this quenchless will. So said I, and still say the same, still to my death will say, three gods within this little frame are warring night and day. Heaven could not hold them all, and yet they are all held in me, and must be mine till I forget my present entity. Oh, for the time when in my breast their struggles will be over, oh, for the day when I should rest and never suffer more. I saw a spirit, standing man, where thou dost stand an hour ago, and round his feet 3 rivers ran, of equal depth and equal flow, a golden stream, and one like blood, and one like sapphire seemed to be. But where they joined their triple flood, it tumbled in an inky sea. The spirit sent his dazzling gaze down through the ocean's gloomy night, then kindling all with sudden blaze, the glad deep sparkled wide and bright, white as the sun, far, far more fair than its divided sources were. And even for that spirit seer, I've watched and sought my lifetime long, sought him in heaven, hell, earth and air, an endless search and always wrong. Had I but seen his glorious eye, once like the clouds that wilden me, I never had raised this coward cry, to cease to think and cease to be. I never had called oblivion blessed, nor stretching eager hands to death, implored to change for senseless rest this sentient soul, this living breath. Oh, let me die, that power and will their cruel strife may close, be conquering good and conquering ill, be lost in one repose. My next poem is called A Death Scene. I experienced death a lot in my life. When I was a child, my mother died, then my sisters Marie and Elizabeth died, and 3 months before my death, my brother Branwell died. Got quite used to it, really. But this poem is about the death of Edward, who was a character from me and my sister's Anne's imaginary world, Gondor. Imaginary, so it may sound flippant to you, but to Anne and I, it was sometimes as real as the Yorkshire moors around us. This is called A Death Scene. O day, he cannot die when thou so fair art shining. O sun, in such a glorious sky, so tranquilly declining. He cannot leave thee now, while fresh west winds are blowing, and all around his youthful brow the cheerful light is glowing. Edward, awake, awake. The golden evening gleams, warm and bright on Arden's lake. Arouse thee from thy dreams. Beside thee, on my knee, my dearest friend, I pray, that thou, to cross the eternal sea, would yet 1 hour delay. I hear its billows roar, I see them foaming high, but no glimpse of a further shore has blessed this straining eye. Believe not what they urge of Eden Isle beyond. Turn back from that temptress surge to thy own native land. It is not death but pain that struggles in thy breast. Nay, rare Edward, rouse again. I cannot let thee rest. 1 long look that sore reproved me for the woe I could not bear. 1 mute look of suffering moved me to repent my useless prayer. And with sudden check, the heaving of distraction passed away. Not a sign of further grieving stirred my soul that awful day. Hailed at length the sweet sun setting, sunk to peace the twilight breeze. Summer dews fell softly wetting glen and glade and silent trees. Then his eyes began to weary, weighed beneath a mortal sleep, and their orbs grew strangely dreary, clouded, even as if they would weep. But they wept not, but they changed not, never moved and never closed, troubled still, and they ranged not, wondered not, not yet reposed. So I knew that he was dying, stooped and raised his languid head, felt no breath and heard no sign. So I knew that he was dead. Right.
Yay!
Some audience members are a fan of death. I'm glad someone is. I'm going to read my last poem. It's called The Night Wind. When I was alive, I often joined the wind on the Yorkshire moors. Not as often as I would have liked to, but now I'm dead. I can do it as often as I please. This is called The Night Wind. In summer's mellow midnight, a cloudless moon shone through our open parlour window and rose tree wet with dew. I sat in silent musing. The soft wind waved my hair. It told me heaven was glorious and sleeping earth was fair. I needed not its breathing to bring such thoughts to me, but still it whispered lowly how dark the woods will be. The thick leaves in my murmur are rustling like a dream, and all their myriad voices instinct with spirit seem. I said, go gentle singer, thy wooing voice is kind, but do not think its music has power to reach my mind. Play with the scented flower, the young tree's supple bough, and leave my human feelings in their own course to flow. The wanderer would not leave me. Its kiss grew warmer still. Oh, come, it sighed so sweetly, I'll win thee gainst thy will. Have we not been from childhood friends? Have I not loved thee long as thou hast loved the night whose silence wakes my song? And when thy heart is laid to rest beneath the churchyard's dome, I shall have time enough to mourn, and thou to be alone.